The room was dark, save for a single beam of light that shone through the small window. It cast a pale glow over the walls, illuminating the cobwebs and dust that clung to every surface. I sat in the corner, huddled up against the wall, my eyes fixed on the door. I had been trapped in this room for what felt like days, though it could have been weeks or even months. Time had lost all meaning in this place. I tried to recall how I had ended up here, but my memories were hazy and indistinct. All I could remember was a sense of overwhelming dread, a feeling of being pursued by something dark and terrible. The door creaked open, and a figure stepped inside. It was tall and thin, with a face that seemed to shift and change with every passing moment. Its eyes were black and empty, like deep pits of darkness. I tried to scramble to my feet, but my limbs felt heavy and unresponsive. The figure approached me, its long fingers curling around my throat. I could feel its cold breath on my face as it leaned in close. "You cannot escape the mind's abyss," it hissed, before everything went dark. When I woke up, I was lying on the floor, my head pounding with pain. I stumbled to my feet and looked around, but the figure was nowhere to be seen. I searched the room, hoping to find some way out, but there was nothing. The walls were solid, the door locked tight. I was trapped, with no hope of escape. Days passed, maybe even weeks, as I sat in that dark room, my mind slowly unraveling. I began to see things, shadowy figures lurking in the corners, twisted faces staring out from the walls. But the worst part was the voices. They whispered to me in the dead of night, their words echoing through my mind like a chorus of the damned. They spoke of things I could not comprehend, of ancient horrors and forgotten gods. I tried to block them out, to cling to my sanity, but it was a losing battle. They seeped into my thoughts, infecting my every waking moment. And then, one day, the door opened again. I looked up, expecting to see the figure once more, but instead there was a man standing in the doorway. He was tall and thin, with piercing blue eyes and a warm smile. He introduced himself as a therapist, sent to help me through my ordeal. At first, I was skeptical. I had been alone for so long, trapped in my own mind, that the idea of someone else being there was almost unthinkable. But the therapist was patient and kind, and he helped me to work through my fears and anxieties. He showed me that the voices were just my own thoughts, twisted and distorted by my fear. Slowly but surely, I began to recover. The shadows and figures began to fade away, and the voices grew quieter. And then, one day, I woke up to find the door open once more. This time, I walked through it without fear, my mind finally free from the abyss that had held it captive for so long. I never did find out who or what had trapped me in that room, but it didn't matter. The therapist had helped me to conquer my own demons, and for that, I was grateful. But sometimes, when I'm alone at night, I can still hear the whispers echoing in my mind. They remind me that the mind's abyss is never truly gone, and that it will always be waiting, just beyond the reach of our thoughts.